What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about money, or more specifically currency, and the difference between saving it as currency, spending the currency, investing the currency, or converting the currency into real true money such as silver and gold. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I want to talk about the currency, the fiat, the dollar bills that I have over here on the left hand side of the screen. We got a 50 right there, we got a 20, and I think a 5 on the inside. Yep, 20, 50, and 5. Just a little bit of paper, just because I want to talk about it today. I want to talk about the difference between saving it as currency or leaving it in the bank. I want to talk about spending it on things that will save you money in the long run. I want to talk about investing it, and I want to talk about converting it into silver and gold. And I was really inspired by something that I did a little bit of research on yesterday. Something that I learned in 2013 or 14 is that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And I was looking into this yesterday, and I was reading up a little bit about it, and according to the IRS, one of the 7 most common streams of income for millionaires would be interest income, aka the little bit of cash that the bank gives you for keeping a crazy amount of cash in the bank in a savings account. Now I think most banks offer like 0.01% or something like that. They all vary. Some are a little bit higher, some are a little bit lower. Point being is it's a very, very small number. It's a fraction of a percent of a decimal. It's a very small amount of currency that they give you for keeping your currency in the bank. And if you have a crazy amount of cash in the bank, odds are you're not going to be generating very much interest. You're not going to be accumulating a whole lot over the course of a year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. It's a very, very, very small number, and most people don't have nearly enough cash in the bank to be generating any type of substantial amount of cash. But I thought this was interesting because I had no idea up until yesterday that the interest that you're given for keeping your cash in the bank gets taxed. I did not know that. I do not keep much in the bank at all. I've never got a 1099 from the bank. That's because the cash that I leave in the bank is mostly just enough to pay monthly expenses. I do not get enough interest for it to get reported because I don't keep anything in a savings account. I keep it in a checking account. But I didn't realize that that gets taxed. I had no idea. This was news to me. And I find it kind of funny because the currency that you earn gets taxed, the currency that you spend gets taxed, and evidently the currency that you save also gets taxed. I had no idea. This was news to me, and I find that pretty funny, to be honest with you. But not only did that surprise me, it also surprised me that the average millionaire keeps enough in the bank to earn enough interest to get taxed. That caught me off guard because I would assume that the average millionaire would spend as much as possible and invest as much as possible and not allow their currency to just sit there. So moving forward, that's what would happen if you left all your currency in the bank. It sits there, it depreciates in value, it gets absolutely nothing done. You get that fraction of a percent of a decimal worth of interest, which is probably not going to be making you very much at all unless you have an ungodly amount of cash in the bank. And even if you do get a somewhat decent amount of interest, it gets hit with taxes. So That's what happens when you let your cash sit in the bank or sit there doing absolutely nothing. The next thing I wanted to talk about would be spending the currency. Now, this is something that a lot of people tend to do recklessly. This is something that people do in an irresponsible way. And the reason I say that is because I believe that the average person is heavily involved in consumerism, spend, buy, get. Everything has to be new. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be up to date. Everything has to be, what's next? What's more convenient? What's bigger? What's better? What's faster? What's next? And everybody just likes to buy, spend. Now, I've never necessarily had a problem with spending. I've never been much of a spender at all. However, in recent years, I've been enjoying spending on things that I know for a fact will be saving me tons of cash in the long term. Now, a couple examples I can give would be a generator, a water purification unit, a food dehydrator, things like that. That's what I like to spend my cash on, things that will save me cash in the long run. The water purifier is a perfect example because I spent about $250 on it, and I used to spend about $1 a day on water as it was, going to the store and buying the gallon jugs of water. By the time 250 days went by, I had already broken even. And on the day after that, it's just straight profit. From that point forward, I've been saving tons of currency. So that's how I like to spend my cash. The next thing I want to talk about, and I'll make this very quick because I know it's not for everyone, not a lot of people understand it, not a lot of people want to understand it, I should say, but that would be investing your currency, putting your cash, putting your dollars into assets that either are going to produce large amount of profits in return down the road, or maybe they produce a little bit of cash flow. Whatever the case may be, you can invest in businesses, you can invest in the stock market, you can invest in real estate, and the primary goal is usually one of two things. The first one being to rake in tons of profits, or at least more dollars than you put in as your initial investment. And at that point, you'd be getting hit with capital gains tax. The second one would be the cash flow. For example, if you were to invest in dividend stocks and that dividend stock pays you every 3 months, that's cash flow. Or if you were to invest in a rental property, every single time the tenants pay rent, that's cash flow, which also gets hit with a tax, by the way. But now I want to segue away from the saving, away from the spending, away from the investing, and talk about what this channel is primarily focused on, which is not the dollar bill. I want to talk about the silver and the gold. This is often referred to as long-term wealth preservation. It's a hedge against inflation. These metals right here are not designed to make you a ton of cash. I see it as a physical savings account. That is how I have always referred to it. Doesn't pay interest, but it also doesn't hit you with interest income tax. So that's good news. You could get hit with capital gains tax if you were to part ways with your silver or your gold at a higher dollar amount than the amount of dollars that you put into it in the first place. For example, around this time last year, I was able to pick up 1 troy ounce of silver for about $20. I would trade one of these for about one of these. Since then, spot price has gone up. Premiums have definitely gone up, and now I could part ways with one of these for pretty close to 2 of these. I could probably put this up on eBay or social media and say, if anybody wants this for $40, it's yours. Guaranteed somebody would pick it up. Because $40 for a silver eagle, it might sound a little crazy, but with the current economic climate, a lot of people are happily paying $40 plus for silver eagles. But point being is, from a fiat perspective, I guess you can say that I made $20 profit off of that silver eagle. Now, if I were to part ways with a large number of silver, for example, the amount of silver that I was able to pick up for, let's just say, $6,000. And now I part ways with it for closer to $12,000, $12,000. You can get hit with capital gains tax. Now, if you were to go to a coin shop, From what I've been told, from what I have read, and from what I have seen, I have no experience doing this, by the way, so I'm not speaking from personal experience, I'm speaking from everything that I've researched. Most coin shops allow you to part ways with your precious metals for $9,999, and it won't get reported. If you want to part ways with a larger amount, $10,000 plus, odds are it would be getting reported. And at that point, you'd get hit with capital gains tax. However, you don't have to worry about capital gains tax if you don't sell. If you're holding on for the long term, if you're doing this for legitimate wealth preservation purposes, and using your silver and your gold as a hedge against inflation, capital gains tax doesn't even necessarily need to cross your mind. It's not something that you have to worry about. It's not something that you have to deal with. It's not something that you have to pay. You didn't profit from a fiat perspective, so there's no capital gains tax to pay. But silver and gold are both vastly different metals. I've always referred to silver as the opportunity metal. I've always considered it to have far more room to grow and perform over time. And I think in recent weeks, recent months, silver has been proving itself to the naysayers or the doubters. A lot of people over the years are like,
oh, silver, blah, 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 silver, not going to do anything. Silver's never going to surpass $20. Silver's never going to do anything. Silver's never going to be impressive. Silver's never going to be worth anything. Blah, 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 blah.
A lot of people have said a lot of different things about silver. A lot of people have doubted silver. A lot of people have neglected silver or slept on silver, whatever you want to refer to it as, and boom, what happened? Just a couple of months ago, silver was like 17, 18 bucks. Now it's only a couple days away from 30 bucks. Climbed up pretty quick. But silver, I see as the opportunity metal, which is why I prioritize it, and over a long period of time, years and years and years, decades down the road, or maybe earlier, depending on what the gold to silver ratio gap does, whether it goes apart, whether it closes in, regardless, it's not in my control, but if I ever notice the gold to silver ratio gap close in a little bit, right now it's close to 1 to 70, give or take, somewhere around there, somewhere in that range. If it were to go to 1 to 60, at that point, I myself and a lot of people would say, okay, now we're talking. If it goes to 1 to 50, even better. 1 to 40, I could absolutely see myself converting not all of it, not most of it, not half of it, but a portion of it to gold. Reduce the weight, reduce the bulk, preserve the high silver spot price, and trade the opportunity metal for what I like to refer to as the powerhouse metal. Keep in mind, as I say every day, I say it because I have to, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing on this channel is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but it's also to initiate a conversation, so hopefully this can spark a discussion in the comment section. I'm curious, what are your thoughts? But moving away from that, trade the opportunity metal for what I like to refer to as the powerhouse metal, the gold, the ultimate form of wealth preservation. Internationally recognized as money, constitutionally recognized as money, biblically recognized as money. And it has done a far better job holding its value than silver, because silver is very sporadic. Like I said, I prioritize silver. Silver right now is my preferred metal between the two. Not hating on silver. I love silver. But the volatility, it's up and down. It goes all over the place. It's very, very sporadic, and it's, in my opinion, tough to rely on for the short term anyway, which doesn't really matter much to me because I'm in it for the long term, which is why the short term volatility doesn't faze me in the slightest. So what I like to do is when my bills are paid, when tuition is taken care of, when food has been purchased, when all of my financial responsibilities have been taken care of, when I'm done spending my dollars on things that I need to spend my dollars on in order to survive, I'll take the remaining cash. I'll save a little bit of it, not in the bank. I don't need anyone holding on to my cash for me. I can do that on my own. I'll save a little bit as cash, because I do understand the importance of cash for the short term. I do not believe in cash for the long term. But this stuff right here, it's an excellent tool. A very useful tool, by the way, for the short term. Cash is for spending. Cash is for unexpected emergencies or financial hardships. It's a short-term solution to short-term problems. What is a short-term problem? Well, for example, you're hungry and you don't have food. This stuff right here can buy you the food. What's a long-term problem? Inflation. Will the dollar bill do a very good job combating that? No. The dollar bill is what gets completely demolished because of inflation. So the long-term solution to that long-term problem, I would assume, would be silver and gold. Wealth preservation, hedge against inflation. I've made videos about this and how exactly that works. But I do understand the importance of cash for the short term, which is why I stack a little bit of cash alongside my money, a little bit of currency alongside my money, a little bit of fiat alongside my money. Money referring to the silver and the gold. And I'll take a larger portion of the currency and I'll convert it into the silver and the gold. That's what I've been doing. That's what I plan on continuing to do. I do not plan on stopping. I do not plan on slowing down. Of course, spot price could get in the way of how aggressively I'm stacking, but at the end of the day, I'm still converting roughly the same amount of dollars into silver as I was prior to the spot price going up. I didn't slow down on converting. It's just that I'm converting the same amount of dollars for a little bit less silver because the value of silver has gone up. Or should I say, the value of the dollar has gone down. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to discuss. Currency and the difference between saving it as currency, spending it on things that will save you currency, investing it to hopefully produce more currency, or convert it into real true money. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, where I can do things on my terms, not on YouTube's terms. I'm holding privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I can read more comments. I can respond to more people in real time and go into depth in my answers. You can get access to giveaways, year-round discounts, personalized promo codes, and this part's optional, but you can get your name added to an outro shout-out board if you want a shout-out. There's tons of things going on in the Precious Metals VIP Club. I'd be happy to have you. You're invited. It's the first link in the description. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,000. I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. This, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. Comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know your thoughts regarding currency and spending it versus saving it versus investing it versus converting it into real true money. Do you do any of those four things? Do you save much of your currency? Do you save a little bit on the side just for short-term emergencies? Do you spend it recklessly? Do you spend it wisely? Do you spend it on things that you know is going to save you tons of cash in the long term? Are you more of a saver? Are you a reckless spender? When it comes to investing, do you invest? Are you involved in real estate, the stock market, or any businesses? And when it comes to converting into real true money, the silver and the gold, which is your preferred metal between the two? Let me know in the comment section down below anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.